وأبرم عاقد العزم وأبرم ورأى الموتى فأقدم ورأى الموتى فأقدم عاقد العزم وأبرم عاقد العزم وأبرم ورأى الموتى فأقدم ورأى الموتى فأقدم حامل الروح فداء صابرا مهما تجشم صاغه الرحمن نورا وجحيما يتضرم حامل الروح فداء صابرا مهما تجشم صاغه الرحمن نورا وجحيما يتضرم وشواظا من سعير يلفح الكفر فيهزم.
What's the relationship with America? Is it an equal relationship, an equal friendship?
We are supposed to be their very trusted allies in the war against terrorism, and we have been since 1954. As a matter of fact, I remember a military dictator, Ayub Khan, saying that we are the most special ally of the United States. Ever since then, the policy has remained the same. Whatever the government, it has remained a very good relationship with the United States. So today even, but this war itself is a war against, being fought to save Pakistan, not to save Afghanistan or the United States.
You genuinely believe that
yes,
the Taliban...
I tell you, why I genuinely believe. Pakistan was created by a secular person. Pakistan was supposed to be a secular country. All these people are trying to impose an ideology which does not exist anywhere, which only exists in some half-baked minds who cannot think, who cannot even tell me what is the system of succession in Islam. These people are nitwits. They don't know what they are talking, and they are trying to impose a system which is more or less a pagan system.
But you were saying this about 5,000 Pakistani Taliban. Yeah. Surely 5,000, doesn't matter how well armed they are, and I don't believe that they have state-of-the-art weaponry, surely they cannot take over a whole country with the seventh largest army in the world.
You have not seen the state-of-the-art arms that they carry. When they saw them, Sufi Muhammad came into Sawat, they had the best vehicles with them. They had rocket launchers on the shoulders. They are very well equipped.
Who's funding them?
Yes, exactly. Yes, who is funding them? They are the same masters who took Mullah Omar's colleague to Unicol, to Texas, to sign an agreement for oil and gas exploration.
But Americans, have you told the Americans?
Americans know it.
You can't say that to the Americans.
Yes,
he's the PPP man.
No,
the roots of this.
Okay, let me tell you, they are all the creations of the Americans.
وأبرم عاقد العزم وأبرم ورأى الموتى فأقدم ورأى الموتى فأقدم عاقد العزم وأبرم عاقد العزم وأبرم ورأى الموتى فأقدم ورأى الموتى فأقدم حامل الروح فداء صابرا مهما تجشم صاغه الرحمن نورا وجحيما يتضرم حامل الروح فداء صابرا مهما تجشم صاغه الرحمن نورا وجحيما يتضرم وشواظا من سعير يلفح الكفر فيهزم.
So have the reins of power now been wrested from the hands of the supporters of Pervez and the secular politicians who disbelieve in the laws of Allah, worship the democratic system of their Jewish and Crusader masters, and sell Pakistan and its Muslim people to the highest bidder? Clearly not. In fact, the reins of power in the military have been placed in the hands of, as I mentioned, a protege and hand-picked successor of Pervez I, who continues to protect his revered master from being taken into account, even as he picks up right where his predecessor left off. And the reins of power in the government have been surrendered to a political party whose sole objection to the massacre at Lal Masjid and Jamia Hafsa was that it was carried out by a military regime and not a so-called democratic government. A feudal political party led by a man who a couple of years ago claimed to be mentally unfit to stand trial, but today claims to be mentally fit to run Pakistan, which means that he's either crazy, or a liar, or both. And Zardari, Gilani, Kiani, and those who revolve around them are intent on fulfilling the promise of total surrender of Pakistani sovereignty Benazir made to the Americans in exchange for her return from exile. These are not the leaders Pakistan wants and deserves. They're the leaders America wants and preserves in order to achieve its policy objectives, hinder the jihad against the Crusaders in Afghanistan and the Hindus in Kashmir, and ensure that nuclear-capable Pakistan remains docile, contained, and Shariat-free.
क्या चाहते हैं? हम अफगानिस्तान में अमन चाहते हैं। क्यों चाहते हैं ये? मैंने कहा था सबसे पहले पाकिस्तान का क्या फायदा है? पाकिस्तान का सबसे बड़ा फायदा है इसमें। अफगानिस्तान में अमन होगी तो ये सेंट्रल एशियन रिपब्लिक का सारा जो माशी लिहाज से मैंने बताया था, इनका तमाम ट्रेड, इनका तेल गैस सारा इधर से नीचे आएगा, पाकिस्तान के थ्रू जाएगा, अफगानिस्तान और पाकिस्तान से जाएगा। अफगानिस्तान में अमन होगी, उधर डेवलपमेंट होगी, पाकिस्तान का ज़र मुबादला, पाकिस्तान की इकोनॉमी बढ़ेगी।
عاقد العزم وأبرم عاقد العزم وأبرم ورأى الموت فأقدم ورأى الموت فأقدم حامل الروح فداء صابرا مهما تجشم صاغه الرحمن نورا وجحيما يتضرم حامل الروح فداء صابرا مهما تجشم صاغه الرحمن نورا وجحيما يتضرم وشواظا من سعير يلفح الكفر فيهزم.
For those groups, and I named 3 individuals who I thought were their sympathizers. Now I understand that I could be wrong and my suspicions could be misplaced, but these are the people that I suspect want to stop the restoration of democracy. They want to stop my return because they know in 1993, when Pakistan was on the brink of being declared a terrorist state, I stopped the rise of terrorism, and they know that I can do it again. So I feel that these are the forces that really want to stop not just me, but the democratic process and the will of the people from triumphing.
And in terms of these 3 people that you mentioned, were they members of or associated with the government?
Yes, well, one of them is a very key figure in security. He's a former military officer. He is someone that has had dealings with Jaish-e-Mohammed, one of the banned groups, with Maulana Azhar, who was in an Indian jail for decapitating 3 British tourists and 3 American tourists. And he also had dealings with Umar Sheikh, the man who murdered Osama bin Laden. Now I know that having dealings with people does not necessarily mean direct evidence, but I also know that internal security has totally collapsed in Pakistan, and that internal security cannot collapse without there being some blind eye.
Minutes after the PPP chairperson addressed a huge public meeting, grabbed by an amateur photographer, this latest mobile phone video clip shows Benazir Bhutto emerging from the sunroof of a bulletproof SUV to acknowledge thousands of her cheering supporters. However, it proved to be her last wave. The video shows Bhutto wiping her face with a tissue paper moments before she was shot at and followed by suicide blast.